There is nothing to worry about. You're gonna be just fine.
You'd be surprised at the things you find when you go looking.
God, it knows I'm here.
Clear your minds. It knows what scares you. It has from the very beginning.
I'm plunging headfirst into some kind of black void of sheer, utter madness.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
It is entitled Naturan de Manto, roughly translated Book of the Dead.
You're gonna die up there.
I've got to return some videotapes.
Hey, I'm Joe.
Hey, I'm Chris.
And this is In the Veins.
Today we are going to be talking about
My Bloody Valentine. February 11th, 1981. A true Valentine's Day film. Valentine's Day horror film. Waha, slasher. Directed by George Mahalka? I should have rehearsed that one.
Yeah.
Written by John Baird with a story concept by Stephen A. Miller. Yeah, My Bloody Valentine. I am a big fan of this movie. I have talked it up to other people to the point where I've gotten people who are not huge horror fans to watch it.
Oh, it's great, and it's a foundational slasher movie. I mean,
I think so. I think it really does. There's a lot of stuff that it sets up that it does really well.
well, and it's like, I mean, Halloween came out, and Friday the 13th tried to capitalize on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And then this tried to capitalize on Friday the 13th. Like, it's
Right.
part of this chain of holiday-themed, horror movies.
Yeah, we're looking around and saying like, okay, what holidays have not been hit yet and
Yeah.
landing on Valentine's Day?
3 years later, we get Silent Night, Deadly Night.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. And it's I mean my original notes, I only put 3 people as starring in it. Paul Kelman as TJ, Lori Haller as Sarah, and Neil Affleck as Axel.
Yeah.
Because that's really all you need. I mean, there's other people in there. Maybe we'll get to them when we do. But a lot of these people didn't do anything outside of this.
Well, no, a lot of them did a lot of things that were like, but they all turned into these single episode of every TV show on TV.
Right.
They've been bit characters in everything for 20 years after this. But
For sure. Well, Hollis, or Keith Knight, who plays Hollis, he actually did a lot of voiceover work.
Mhm. Yeah.
And Neil Affleck, who played Axel, actually ended up as an animator. Oddly enough, he's done a bunch of computer animation stuff.
Well, the chief, what's his name? Don Franks, Chief Newbie.
Yes.
He did like 3 different voices in heavy metal.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
That is such a weird connection.
He's the astronaut that melts in the wraparound story.
Oh.
And then he does voices in he's like one of the co-pilots in the bomber one, and he does something.
Yeah,
else.
just like little bit voices here and there. That's cool.
Yeah. And like
That's
at
really
least
cool.
I kept just sort of going back and looking at just browsing
The cast list.
going back and browsing what they'd all done.
Right.
And it seems like at least 3 of them were all in another movie named Gas in 1981, the same year.
Yeah, or like later that year it came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this was considered like an indie, low budget, Canadian horror movie.
Oh, yeah. And
so
the
it's-
producers, whoever put the money into it, did it for profit. They were trying to make Friday
Right.
the 13th money.
Right. And it failed to catch on in that way.
Well, it failed to catch on the way, as
like it
big
didn't
as they wanted.
explode.
It did well, though. I mean,
It didn't do badly. The budget was $2.3 million, but that is Canadian. It would have been roughly $1.8 million in the U.S. And it grossed $5.67 million, a little northwards of that in the U.S.
that is super respectable.
That's super respectable. I mean, but for a year that has, and we talked about 1981 before because that's when The Howling came out.
Mm-hmm.
This is a year that has, the werewolf movies, American Werewolf in London, Wolfen, The Howling.
Yeah.
It's got Halloween 2, Friday the 13th 2, Scanners, Ghost Story, like just a bunch of other horror movies that all did like at least like 20 million and stuff like that, and it just never had a hope of that happening.
But it was popular enough that they could have, I think, safely greenlit a sequel.
I mean, it was popular enough that it got a remake in, was it 2016?
Was it that recent? I thought it was in that batch of Platinum Dunes remakes with like...
It's possible. It's possible.
It might not have been
IMDb.
Platinum Dunes. Maybe I'm just putting them together.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2009. You're right.
Okay.
2009. Which I did like the remake a great deal.
I did too. They did a great
uh,
job, and
it's a very good movie.
Yeah.
But the original still holds a special place in my heart because it's original.
Well, of course, but I'll watch Jensen Ackles in pretty much anything.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, this so yeah, but like it is a very good movie. It's a series of killings in a coal mining town. This isn't an astronaut town. This is a coal mining town.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it was 77th for the year, even though it was number 5 for February. But like February is kind of where you dump movies that you don't have faith in.
Yeah, but it's the right month for a Valentine's movie. It's
I mean, it's the only time for a
Yeah.
Valentine's movie, right? Like, what are you supposed to do? So I think they capitalized on it as well as they possibly could. But you know, and like I said, it is a shame that it didn't hit bigger and lead to a giant franchise. Sure, but it's still pretty classic.
oh yeah.
I enjoy it a great deal.
Well, and
It's-
it's another one of these though where they were terrified of controversy. Like John Lennon had just been killed, and
Right.
there was all this. They chopped a bunch out for the MPAA.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Which is something to say. Like, yeah, find the unrated cut. It's worth
yeah.
it.
I actually found it on Blu-ray and just ordered it when we decided to do it.
Sweet.
And it gives you the option of theatrical or with the footage added back in. And honestly,
Right.
they did a better job than Silent Night, Deadly Night. Like
There's still like a noticeable drop
no.
in some bits, but yeah, it's
it almost
definitely
looks
better
like
than that.
Yeah, it looks almost like Bleach Bypass. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yeah.
Pro, they used Bleach Bypass
Right.
for which you can't even do it anymore because it's specific to film. It's where you don't remove all of the silver in the process of
Right.
developing it, and so you get that sort of glary white that you get in
Right.
anyway,
Right,
that's
right,
what it
right.
looked like to me because it was a lot more like washed out and bright, but it looked significantly better than the like VHS quality of the restored scenes in Silent
Oh
Night,
yeah,
Deadly Night.
there's some of the scenes in Silent Night, Deadly Night are just like, whoa, that was yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, but it's I think even if it's like the standard R-rated version, it's not terrible. I mean, there's not too much that's cut out of it.
Yeah.
You do lose some like money shots of gore and stuff like that, but the story stays fairly well intact.
Oh yeah. Well, and
yeah.
I don't know if I said this while we were recording last time or if it was after the fact, but this is like watching this is sort of a core memory for me because it was like USA Up All Night.
Oh yeah.
In my grandparents' house when I was staying with them at some point, sitting in the table in their kitchen watching it on this little TV on the counter, and the whole
Yeah.
house is dark and it's just me with this little TV watching this horror movie, and I must have
Just
been
you
like,
and Harry Warden.
I was probably 8 or 9, and everybody in the house is asleep, and I'm just watching USA Up All Night in the kitchen, and I just distinct memory of the first heart in the
Heart in the box, yes.
in the box that the mayor opens in the truck,
Right.
and
It's a wild movie because does have this like the seesaw action, which is reminiscent, I think, of the town that feared sundown.
yeah,
I think the proto slasher from the 70s, where it's like when it's not the killer is killing or whatever or dealing with the killer, it's very like a drama, very idyllic,
Mhm.
you know, and very much so this story of a love triangle.
yeah,
And at a town that, you know, where the kids want to celebrate Valentine's Day. And it's
yeah.
it's a weird shifty dynamic then when everything kind of comes crashing together at the end because the stories stay almost entirely separate. It is like the police chief and the mayor on one side and these kids and their drama on the other side, and then it's not until very late in the third act that those two worlds kind of come together.
Right.
And suddenly it's chaos.
Yeah. And in fact, at one point, you think those worlds are about to come together, and then the chief gets called and has to turn around and like.
I put that in my notes. I'm like, he literally got to the gates.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, hey, your phone call came back. And back then it meant we had to go back to a place and find a fucking landline.
Yeah. And that's Amber said that while we were watching it. She's like, "Oh, hey, remember when you used to have to drive home to take a phone call?" Yeah,
Wild stuff. Let's get into it.
yes.
Let's start on this shit. So we start with a cold open kind of a cold open. I mean, like, we get credits and stuff as we see these two people. They're both in full like mining gear, mask, helmet, rubber suit, and carrying pickaxes, walking along like a mine shaft and traversing the mines. Um, and we, like I said, we get credits as we go. Finally, they come to a point and they kind of like look around, make sure they're all alone. And one of the people takes off the mask and the helmet and reveals that she is a beautiful woman. And then she starts like taking her suit off, and she's, you know, in her bra. And she goes to take the other guy's, the other person's, you know, mask and stuff on. And
Yeah.
he pushes her away and is like, "No, let's do it with my mask on." And she's like,
Yeah.
into it. She gets, I put in my notes, like, she fondles his mask in tubes. It's like,
She
ugh,
does.
don't do that.
And I don't see how either one of them was getting anything out of that.
Nope. But when they kind of, he kind of like, when she goes to like take his mask off, he kind of pushes her away, and then he kind of buries his pickaxe in the wall.
Yeah.
And then, so when she starts like, she's getting they're getting sexy is what they're doing. They're getting ready to have sex in the mine because a filthy, gusting hole in the ground that is also freezing and wet is hot.
Yeah, that's where you go, man. That's
the goal.
prime real estate for getting it on.
Yep. Like a airplane bathroom. All I
Yeah.
think of is sex. And then he grabs her, he's manhandling her breasts. He grabs her boob in her bra, and
With-
she has like a little
with
heart tattoo.
Giant thick gloves on.
Right.
Like,
His giant rubber gloves that he can't possibly feel
yeah,
anything through.
like 4 layers of leather and rubber and
And he, impregnable to coal dust. She has a little heart tattoo on her boob, because she's classy. And he's kind of like sees it, and it kind of like triggers him, and he throws her onto his pickaxe.
yeah.
So then the pickaxe, like, the other end of the pickaxe emerges from out of the approximately where the tattoo was, killing her. And then we get our title, My Bloody Valentine. Wow.
It's a real solid 80s slasher opening.
It is. This is how you want your slasher to start. You want to, you know, your killer is not identified in any way, shape, or form. They have some kind of weird, like, psychosexual urge, right? And and they just scored a kill. You know, like, it can't get any more nameless than or faceless than no dialogue has been spoken. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
yeah,
But you got to assume that this woman knew who was under that mask
right.
on there with him.
Right. She was taken down there by this individual for the
Yes.
purposes of sex. And but it was secretly, she didn't know this. It was for the purposes of murdering her and stealing her heart.
Well,
Literally.
He probably found out the hard way that if you tell them that up front, they don't go with you.
Yeah. He probably had to. I mean, there's probably a couple of them that got away before he worked that one out. Because I mean, like, you know, you may be really smart, Chris, but you don't know jack about digging. Not an astronaut town.
All I know is that it's important to keep your instrument clean.
I forgot about that. Okay. Speaking of which, the miners are getting off of work, which means they're heading in to strip off their mining suits and get in the shower. We kind of meet all of the various characters in this friend group, particularly TJ and Axel, who are like, TJ is the central, like, personality, I feel like, in the group. Like, you've got Hollis, who's kind of he's a bigger guy,
Yeah.
but he's kind of the wise one, almost like he's the
Hollis
closest.
is the glue. You know,
He is. I mean, later on we see him kind of brokering peace a little bit between TJ and Axel. But TJ and Axel, I mean, as the story goes, we get this kind of like, TJ and Axel were like buddies.
Right.
And they used to, like, that used to be their crew. It's like everybody else was hanging out with TJ and Axel.
Mm-hmm.
We've also got Howard, who's the clown.
Yeah.
And a few other people. Like, there's the tall one. I don't know. Doesn't fucking matter.
They're all
Like,
gonna
literally,
die, so.
literally, like, Hollis, Howard, Axel, TJ, that's the entire range of personalities.
And Hollis
as
looks
far as
like
these guys
fucking
go.
Ed Kemper. Like,
He does. He's got that real, like Like if he lived on the coast, he could be a really great retired seaman. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, yeah, like
Yeah.
that's a boat captain face if I ever saw one.
It is. He needs a pipe.
Oh, he does. He does. So yeah, they're getting off work and they're kind of, teasing each other and whatnot. We get a little bit of hints about how TJ had like left and come back, which we'll get more of as the story goes on.
Yeah.
And then like, hey, last one to the bar buys the beer or whatever. So we're all racing to the bar.
Yeah. No, don't they go to the setup for the dance?
No, this is the first night they go to the bar first. This is getting off work.
I thought the first place they went was the dance.
Right. You're right. But they still have to buy beer.
Because all the girls are there.
Right. But they still have to buy beer.
Well, yeah. They got to get beer and stuff, but they go to where the girls are and then everybody goes to the bar.
Right. Yeah. So they go to, it's like, what do you call it? It's just like a hall.
Community center.
Yeah. Community
like
hall
a
type
rec
thing.
center type of thing.
Right. Middle of town.
Yeah.
And it's where any kind of event will happen
Yeah,
in this
a multifunctional
painfully
space.
small town. Yeah. And so they get there and like the girls are there decorating it for the Valentine's Day dance, which is it's a very sleepy town. It's very quiet.
Right.
And everybody kind of has like a chick. They all have like a girl that they're kind of is their girl, but except for TJ.
Right.
Who is he's pining over Sarah. Beautiful Sarah. The loveliest of them all.
Who is now with Axe?
Who is now with Axel. Valentine's Bluff, by the way, is the name of the town. That's why Valentine's Day is so important to them. It's the name of the town. So we get a little bit of the mayor, Mayor Hanniger, who is TJ's father and owner of the mines. It's actually Hanniger's mine. Mayor Hanniger is talking details of the dance with Mabel, who she runs the laundromat, but she's almost like there's a certain thing like the people who are in their like 20s-ish are kind of the generation of random jackasses.
Right.
And then the people who are a generation above them are kind of the people that run the town.
Yeah.
So it's there's
the
not
young-
really like one person planning the dance is what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
But
Everybody's
Mabel
kind of
is
involved.
the coordinator. She's the
Right. Officially.
right.
She's also got kind of a will they, won't they thing going on with the chief of police.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but some mention is made about how this is the first Valentine's Day dance they've done in 20 years. But the mayor doesn't want to talk about that. He doesn't want anybody bringing it up. All that nastiness, put it behind him.
Oh, and there's also the like the one clumsiest bit of exposition in this whole movie is the mayor just declaring that TJ's back and so he's going to work in the mines, even if he is my son. Like,
because nobody says like Thomas Jefferson Hannigan.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like nobody actually like he does say, I think later on when they decide to have the dance at the mine, he's like he calls it my dad's mine.
it is. It's a Hannigan mine. It says it on the roof of the building.
Right.
I mean, it's
Right. But I mean like that's him showing that he is
right.
Mayor Hannigan's son.
And we need to know that. It's just the way they tell us early in the movie is just for the mayor to stand center frame and declare it to the audience.
Yeah, and like it's just like TJ's just like pissy because he's pining after Sarah who's with Axel,
Yeah.
and that's the mayor's response. It's like, well, you're gonna work in the mine whether you like it or not, and he's like,
Yeah.
nobody was talking about that, dude. What are you talking
No.
about? You senile old man.
And also, he'd already left the room when the mayor said that. So, like,
It's all
he
so
was
weird.
he was just telling us, Joe.
And you better remember it too, the watching at home. As they kind of go into the dance room, we get a little fake scare, a little jump scare when Howard does like a little prank to the mayor and Mabel with like fake blood on his head and stuff like that. Because that's him. That's Howard. He's a dork.
Yeah.
He's a jokester.
He's a bit much,
prankster.
honestly.
Yeah.
His whole like class clown
Shtick.
routine is basically just making faces and moving weird.
But he does that really well.
I mean, he's
he
pretty
does move very well.
pretty good at it, I guess.
I mean, he needs something because he's got a face like a horse.
Right.
So he's got to have something,
and a lack of inhibition is pretty much it.
That's how class clowns function. And it's like, I mean, this is very much so like, like 15th grade. Like these are, you can read the history between these people. Like,
Yeah,
They're exactly the same kind of people they were in high school.
that's right.
Except for maybe TJ because of the leaving and coming back, and there is a degree of resentment about that.
And distance now, because
And distance, exactly.
he missed all that time that they were down in the mines bonding.
Yeah, like, and it's not even like down on the mines bonding, just like you felt you were better than this.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's just like, and now you came back, and it's just like, we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to be like, I feel that when you left. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's going to do that in this coal mining town. Are you fucking kidding me? They're just going to drink a lot.
And fight.
And fight with their fists. So TJ is pissy, blah, 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 blah. We get a little bit of like the story, like, I'm not sure if this is when we get it or what, but the exposition is that 20 years ago, there's a Valentine's Day dance. This does happen later with Happy, the bartender.
Yeah, the bartender gives us the story later, but the mayor's already found the heart by then. Like we get the heart and we get the, oh God, not again. And then they're calling the asylum to try to find out where he is, and they're going to the coroner to get the heart checked to see if it's really human.
Yabos.
All over.
Yeah.
But it's intercut, it goes back and forth with the kids.
That's what I'm saying, like, it's like two different stories running parallel.
Yeah. But we're kind of learning about it over here, and then later we get the full story that ties that together from the bartender.
From Happy,
who is not even a little bit happy.
He is not. It's an ironic nickname. Even when he's like setting up his weird little prank and laughing hysterically about it, it still feels like angry.
Yeah.
Still feels very pissed.
It's a spiteful laugh.
Yes. There's a love triangle between TJ, Sarah, and Axel, because TJ and Axel were best friends. TJ was dating Sarah, and then he left. Nobody knew where he was going, if he was coming back, when he was coming back, whatever. She started dating Axel. Now TJ's back, and she's still with Axel.
Yeah.
And so there's tension there because of course TJ wants her back, and Axel's obviously second prize.
Yeah.
And I think Axel kind of knows that and feels some kind of way about that.
Yeah. Did you catch that TJ was wearing a Pittsburgh Steelers t-shirt?
Really? I did not see that. That's awesome.
In that bar scene, the white t-shirt he's wearing at the beginning, until they showed that they were like on a coastline, I wondered if they were trying to say that this was in Pennsylvania.
I thought I read somewhere that it was supposed to be. Maybe the remake makes that explicit.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I mean, listening to them talk, it's fucking Canada, because they are sorry about a lot.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. No, it's 100% Canadian.
But Sarah, so Sarah for her part still kind of just wants TJ, but she's now she's with Axel, so
yeah, I mean, it's not that she
Devil's three-way?
Yeah, it's not that she doesn't like Axel. It's just that,
he's not as good.
Well, that's it. But it's a shitty thing to just, oh, wait, the guy I really wanted came back.
You were just like a filler for while he was away.
Yeah, thank you
she doesn't want to be that kind of person.
Thank you for keeping my bed warm.
Right? I think she's hoping for both of them.
Yeah, gonna get a little Eiffel Tower going on.
Yeah, touch tips. Mayor Hannigan and the chief of police, blah, blah, blah. So they get an anonymous heart box that contains a real human heart. And a note warns them about not having a dance. But it's probably fine. It was probably the wind. No reason to not have the dance.
Or a coincidence. Maybe it's a different thing.
Maybe it's a different dance that they're talking about.
Yeah.
At the bar is called The Cage. We hear the story of Harry Warden from Happy. So Harry Warden, there was a Valentine's Day dance. Two supervisors who were on duty were like, fuck this mining shit. I gotta go dance. And they fucked off without
checking
leaving
methane levels.
Checking the methane levels. 5 miners ended up trapped after a methane explosion. It was like 6 weeks digging through the rubble to find out that only one miner had survived, and he had survived by cannibalizing the corpses of his other 4, and he was mad.
Yes.
And that was Harry Warden.
Yeah.
And he escaped from the asylum, went back and murdered the 2 supervisors, cutting out their hearts and leaving them in heart-shaped Valentine's Day boxes, and cursing the town to never have another Valentine's Day dance again.
Yes.
specifically, which is very specific. Christmas dances, okay.
Well,
What about Galentine's, like the day before Valentine's Day? Do you think you could have a Galentine's dance?
Well, he
Like,
didn't
you'd be
get
cool with it?
trapped in a mine and turned into a cannibal on Galentine's Day. It was on Valentine's Day. That's the one that pisses him off.
Exactly. So it's just the one day you can't dance. And they're like, we have to dance on this day.
That's just,
Even though
that's just dumb, though. I mean, like, you got Footloose rules for one day, just one day,
you just don't dance on
to
Valentine's Day.
avoid
It's not
being
like,
pickaxe murdered.
it's not even like Valentine's Day dances are like a thing.
No,
You know what I mean? Like,
like maybe in junior high, but like citywide, biggest event of the year, Valentine's Days. Not even in a weird little mining town. Anywhere.
that's very
ever.
strange. I mean, to be fair, the town is named Valentine's Bluff. So they would go hard for Valentine's Day. Of course they would. But like,
Yeah.
why would that be what you would come to? Is a dance. Like, shouldn't you be doing something coupley?
Well, I mean, in a dance coupley.
Yeah, but like, it's not the first thing you think of. It's not private, you know? For
Yeah.
sex.
I don't know. We just have to accept that Valentine's Day is this town's whole fucking jam.
Whole goddamn thing. So, the chief and mayor, they go take like you said, they take the heart to the medical examiner, who confirms it is in fact the heart of a 30-year-old-ish woman. It's human. What the fuck? And they're like, well, you remember the only other time that human hearts were found ever? And he's like, oh, that stuff again?
Yeah, that was
And
terrible.
it's like, how was that not the first thing that came into your fucking head, dude?
Yeah.
Like, so they contact the hospital where Harry Warden is supposed to be locked up, to confirm that he's locked up or whatever, and they can't even find record that he was ever there.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh god, I just can't. And they're like, well, could you? They're like, the only other thing we could do is look in the records and storage,
Yeah.
but that'll take like 70 million years. And they're like, well, could you look? And they're like,
Yeah.
oh. They're like, someone has died. And they're like, oh, I guess I'll have to check.
lady,
Sheila, is there more coffee?
you lost track of a psycho cannibal serial killer. He cuts hearts out, puts them in candy boxes, and writes little poems about it. Maybe check the fucking records.
It's just a little. That's all I'm asking for. Oh, it's a mess. So they're gonna get back to them. It's like, okay, I guess we'll just keep on the lookout for that psycho cannibal killer while you're checking. Thanks. So,
Just go patient to patient and ask them each
right?
if they are.
Are you Harry Warden? Do you cut out hearts? Just walk around and go, Valentine's dance. Valentine's dance, and see who reacts, you know?
Yeah, just start putting up heart decorations everywhere and
Count the pickaxes.
his eye starts twitching.
So that night, Mabel is in the laundromat doing quite a lot of laundry.
Well, she had to clean all that shit that doofy ass motherfucker spilled fake blood on.
Oh, that's right. Howard made a mess with the
Yeah,
fake blood.
And she said, this is all going to have to be washed again.
Ah, see, they're setting stuff up. I missed that. So she's in the laundromat and everything, and the killer shows up. And she gets a Valentine. She assumes it's from the chief because, you know, sex. And instead, it's the killer. And he shows up and he chases her around the laundromat a little bit, and then she just falls over and dies. She accepts her fate.
I mean, she's not happy about it.
I mean, no, but you know,
But she
She also-
tripped. And it's a slasher movie, so she was done.
right. So then, oh, itch. Okay. So then we see a couple of guys, and they are. It's kind of the hangers on in the friend group, and they're cooking TV dinners on an engine block in the junkyard.
Yeah.
It's a very small town, Chris. It's very, very quiet around there. It's middle of the night. They're kind of dumb, you know. And then we see Axel, and TJ shows up and starts talking to Axel. And oh my God, they both have harmonicas.
Yes.
We're
Which-
saved from a dueling harmonica sequence by just a hair.
Yeah, I kind of dug that as a way to tell us, like, yes, they used to be super tight. Like, this used to be their thing.
Right.
Like, they used to be so in sync that they carried fucking harmonicas around and played and shit, you know? Like,
And one of them would pull out on harmonica, and then the other one would. And
Yeah.
pretty soon, two guys were playing harmonicas, and everybody else had left.
I mean, they're no John Popper, but they were pretty good.
Okay.
They
Okay,
were
Chris.
they were pretty good at harmonica, which is not, you know,
It's
the
fine.
only
It's
person
fine.
that's ever been impressive with a harmonica is John Popper.
It's fine. This is them. And they have this kind of heart to heart of like, TJ's like, hey, I know I'm a jerk and a prick, and I just sort of like skated out of town without telling anybody anything,
Yep.
and then continued not to tell anybody anything, and then just showed the fuck back up and expected my life to still be waiting for me here when I did. But can I please have my girlfriend back?
Pretty much. And he sets it up a little bit like he's going to make nice. Like, it almost feels like he's making peace.
Right.
You know?
But
no.
the olive branch that he expects is Sarah.
Yeah.
And Axel's like, screw you, dude. I'm not going to make this easy for you.
Yeah, I'm not backing off.
Just because you're back doesn't give you a right to, like, she's with me. It is what it is. Like, I'm not going to make it easy for you. And it's tough because obviously TJ, I think, recognizes that he's perfectly within rights to feel that way.
Yes.
And, you know, this is somebody that they were best friends. He loves him and cares about him. They were harmonica buddies, Chris.
I know.
Jesus.
They were literally in harmony.
No, I was just almost vomiting about something totally different. Don't worry about it. So neither is willing to back down. And that's when Axel walks away, like, go fuck yourself, dude. She's with me. That's when Hollis comes over and he's like, hey man, you know, it's tough, but like being a dick about it's not going to make things better.
Yeah.
You know, like you're going to have to just learn to live with the way things are.
Yeah.
And TJ's like, but I'm smoldering, you know? Whatever. Back to the more interesting story. So, the chief, he finds, Mabel's remains in the dryer the next day. Like he's wandering around, he's in the laundromat, and there's dryers going, and he smells something.
Yeah. And it's like, as the viewer, you can see all the blood in the dryer. Just like, no, no, you passed it.
It's the only one that's a big bloody
That's
mess.
the one next to the one you opened, dude. Like, it's the one with the blood in it.
Right. I mean, come on, guy. He opens the dryer and finds her body tumbling around in it, and she's been like, her flesh has been burnt away by the dryer, and it stinks.
It is amazing and awesome. This half corpse, skinned, burnt, flops out, and then just keeps rotating with the barrel. Oh, it's amazing.
Because
it's so
it's
good.
a couple of turns before it stops. Oh my god.
So good.
And it's great. He's very affected by it because A, it's a fucking skinless corpse. B, it's somebody that he knew and was like
kind of romantically interested in.
Romantically interested in. You know, but the mayor's like, he doesn't want to, they're like, well, call this, like, this is it, Harry Warden, dude. Like, it's Harry Warden. Like, we gotta get the state troopers down here, call in the FBI or whatever. And the mayor's like, no, we don't want to start a panic.
Right.
We'll just tell everybody she had a heart attack, and then we'll call off the dance out of respect for Mabel.
Yeah, and hopefully she doesn't have any family that are going to want to come see the body, because that's one fucking hell of a heart attack.
Yeah. As they're wheeling her out, the chief has to like reach inside her chest cavity where the Harry Warden has ripped out her heart and pull out a Valentine, and it's like, you didn't stop the dance.
Right.
You know? Oh God. So so they're, you know, they're having trouble. So Sarah and I believe it's Patty, I want to say.
I think so.
Patty is Hollis's girl.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, I guess Patty is the one. Yeah, Patty. Cynthia Dale.
Cynthia Dale.
She is the most successful actress to come out of any of this, because she went on to be in a really popular Canadian crime, like, legal drama.
Oh wow, okay.
Called like Street Smart or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
Street Justice. And apparently it's getting a revival. Like it's coming
Oh,
back with her in it.
oh, that's cool.
But it ran like from the late 80s into the early 90s for like 6 or 7 seasons.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So, but
I'm
yeah,
glad that
she,
somebody
she
got
is
some
like
kind
the
of a.
only one of this entire cast that went on to like really star in something.
Huh. That's interesting. She's fun in this. I mean, she's decent.
Yeah.
So her and
And I like how much she likes Hollis, you know?
yeah, she digs Hollis. She
They're a
digs
cool
his
couple.
vibe. They are a cool couple. They are a very cool couple.
Yeah.
And they're discussing kind of like what is Sarah gonna do? She has two hot dudes who are literally like fighting over her, and you know, Patty for her part just wants to have the Valentine's Day dance, because it's a chance to slut it up.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Because she bought a dress she thinks she looks hot in.
yeah. Hey, that's what it's all about, baby. So yeah, they work together at like a grocery store or something apparently because they're like going into work. So
Because
TJ
you
in the
can't let
mines.
women into the mines.
It's bad luck. It's
Yeah.
bad luck, Chris. It's against the rules. You know the rules. No women in the mines.
Yeah. No women in Monster Squad. No women in the mines.
Look, I don't make the rules,
You just make
but
the
no
rules.
women. I only make this rule. I don't fucking know. TJ and Axel in the mines. Like Axel is, I guess he's kind of like a supervisor or something. He's kind of in charge and he's giving orders, and he's giving Axel some shitty work to do, and
Yeah.
Axel doesn't want to, or TJ, he's giving TJ some shitty work to do, and TJ doesn't want to do it. And he's like, "Hey, dude, you ended up leaving and coming back. Like you're low man on the totem pole. You got to do
Yeah.
whatever I fucking say." And they actually like come to blows down in the mine, and like Hollis has to like break them up and stuff, and the like their section leader, whatever the fuck the guy is above Axel, comes over. He's like, "Hey, I don't want any fighting in my mines."
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Axel's like
Uh,
an assistant manager.
yeah, he's like he's middle level.
He's a team leader or some dumb shit like
Yeah,
that.
some bullshit like that. It's probably the position that TJ had by dint of being like the mine owner's son. And like when TJ left, his dad was like, "All right, your best friend gets your job.
Yeah.
Suck on that."
Man,
egg, you
I would
egg."
hope that being the mine owner's son got you a job in like the fucking office, you know?
I mean, that's the goal. I mean, there's more to this personal politics going on than I think we're going to get from this movie. You know what I mean? It feels like nobody here is real forward thinking as far as their career goes. Like they're going to
No,
work
no.
in the mines until they're not working in the mines anymore. The end.
Well, and
And-
they spend every waking moment together. They work all day and then as a group go to the next place and the next place until it's time to pass out drunk and then get up and start over again.
Right.
Right.
And that's what it feels like. I said, like it feels like it's high school. Like
Yeah.
we're all together all the time
But I think that's
until
realistic in that.
for a
that
small town
setting,
like that, for sure.
You know, everybody graduates and goes to work in the mine,
Right.
you know?
And they're probably, I mean, it's a town of, I believe the sign of the population size is like 3,500 people.
Yeah.
And so they're probably like, there was probably like maybe 50 kids in their graduating class in high school.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
they were like the crew or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's, they all hung out in high school. They all went to grade school together. They all, they all met in kindergarten.
Right. And I guess the cast showed up, all came like a week or two early to like spend time in the town and hang out and get to know, like get a feel for it, you know? And
Sure.
found out pretty quick that that's what it was drinking and fighting and then working in the mine. Drinking and fighting, working in the mine, then drinking and
Right.
fighting and working in the mine.
Right. I mean, that's it. It's a life. Yeah. Whatevs. So yeah. To TJ being his pissy bastard self, he kind of gets out a little bit ahead of everybody else. Like he's already cleaned up and ready to rock when they're just coming out of the mines.
Yeah.
And he kind of just like gets a little wild hair up his ass and like runs off, and he goes and finds Sarah, kind of abducts her out of her job.
Yeah, I was gonna say he just kind of shoves her into his car.
Well, I mean, she's not protesting really hard.
She says no.
She says no.
She says, "I'm not going with you," and then he physically
Yeah.
shoves her into the car and closes the door, and she just sits there and allows it.
That's the thing. I mean, you don't want to have this kind of conversation about consent, but she is laughing as she says no.
It's true.
Like,
it's
I
true.
mean, It's not that she
But she
doesn't.
also doesn't get in the car entirely of her own free will.
Yes, but then she doesn't get out of the car either.
That's true.
I do think that it's part of the thing. It's that she's still attracted to him. Certainly, I mean, she has no reason to not be attracted to him. She still kind of wants him, but the only thing that's keeping her with Axel is her sense of loyalty.
Yeah. Well, and
Um,
she doesn't know if she can trust TJ. I mean, he disappeared. He didn't even say shit. What if she gets
That
involved
is
with
true.
him and he disappears again? You know?
I mean, this is what the
Let's-
conversation they end up having is. They go and they're looking at the ocean. He drives off and they're looking at the ocean, and this is what the conversation is about: is that you left, you didn't tell anybody that you were leaving. You didn't tell anybody you were coming back. You cut off all contact while you were gone. What the hell were everybody supposed to do? What are we supposed to think? And he's just lamenting like, oh, but I just, I went to, he like ran away to the big city or some bullshit like that and just completely failed.
Yeah. Whatever he was trying to accomplish.
Right. Like he
Whatever
couldn't
dreams
establish.
he had just.
Right. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And so he kind of came back to town with his tail between his legs.
Yeah.
With that kind of idea of like, small pond, big fish.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you go to the big pond and you're not that big of a fish anymore.
Yeah.
So let me go back to where I was king and suddenly find out that somebody else has your fucking crown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not to get too many fucking metaphors going or whatever, but essentially that's what it is that he wanted to come back and have his life again, or at least have Sarah again. And it's like, and Sarah's like, no, you don't deserve it. You know what I mean? Like, and like you said, she doesn't know if she could trust him because he already ran off once.
Right.
But then they kiss.
Yeah.
So, yeah, touching tips. You can't tell me that's not what she's looking for. Sarah's walking home alone in the dark, and it's spooky, and we get a little bit of like,
because nobody warned them that hearts are being cut out of people.
right? So we get a little bit of that like follower POV, the killer followings POV, and we get another like false jump scare, which she kind of runs into the chief, like literally. And he's like, hey,
with this 12-foot long mag light.
He does have, I noticed that, so that especially hit me like, that is a very long flashlight, sir.
Yeah.
He's looking on the lookout for Harry Warden is what he's doing.
But he tells her he's just doing his patrol.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. Shut up. You just sit there and be pretty and how's that three-way going? Is that happening yet?
You get that together yet? Do you need a cameraman?
So the group is hanging out the bar, lamenting the fact that they're not going to have a dance, and bartender Happy is warning them about Harry Warden, and everybody's like, go fuck yourself, Hap.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody wants to hear it, dude. And he's like, but Harry Warden will get you.
Yeah, this dude's got kind of a hard on for Harry Warden. Like, he is a fan of Harry Warden.
I think that he maybe like found one of the bodies. It feels very affected by it.
Didn't he say he was the first one? He was the first one to break through. He's the one that first
Yes, he's the one that found Harry Warden.
Yeah. But even so, I mean, we're not there yet, but he like makes some comment about they're talking shit about Harry Warden. I'll show them. It's like, well, so what?
Yes.
He's a psycho cannibal murderer.
From
we
20
talk
years
shit
ago.
about those people. That's okay.
I think you can. Yeah.
There's not anything to like disrespect.
Also, as far as you know, he's not here. I think we'll be okay.
Right. Yeah.
So Happy is kind of pissy that they don't take him seriously and stuff. And they're like, you know what? Why don't we just have a party on our own?
Yep.
If we can't have the dance, we could have it at, the mine. We have a rec room there with a pool table.
Yep. Got a kitchen, got a fridge. We can do it.
Yeah, we could do it. And they're like, what could possibly go wrong? Also, I put in my notes here, they are all very horned up. Like, very hard up. Happy rushes ahead of them because he hears they're going to do this, and he tries to set up a scare for them with a dummy with a pickaxe, because it is indeed a very quiet town. He then, because it's a sort of thing where it's like you open the door and there's a dummy that's hung there, and it'll raise his pickaxe as you open the door.
And he does it like 5 times, just laughing his ass
a lot. Yes, and he's laughing a lot. But then the last time he does it, it's Harry Warden.
Yeah.
It's the guy. And gets a pickaxe through the eyeball for his troubles.
Doesn't he get him up under the chin?
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like up on
drag him. Yeah,
then he
it comes
drags
out.
his
Yeah,
corpse.
yeah, and he drags him across the ground with it.
He'll come back later. Yeah, so then the kids start setting up their party in the mine wreck room. And as they're doing that, the chief gets a box of chocolates on his desk, and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" And it turns out they were from Mabel.
Yeah, asking him to be her Valentine.
That's so rough. He has like, because they make mention a couple of times of the smell. It has to be so difficult.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, because smell is so visceral. Sarah comes to the party with Axel, because she's still with Axel. Which the last time they talked, it almost felt like TJ had gotten to that point where they were like, "Oh, she's gonna be with me now."
Mm-hmm.
So, and then she shows up with Axel, and it's like, "Oh, guess not, buddy. Maybe you two could share her in some kind of a way, you know." Maybe she could be there, and you two could be there, and the tips. So, so TJ and Axel start fighting over Sarah, like literally fighting over Sarah. Which, yeah, I mean, it's slim pickings in this town. So if you got a hold of one, you got to kind of hold on.
Boy, but Hollis
and-
just manhandles both of them.
Like that's what Hollis can fucking do. Like, he's a big guy. He comes in and he just like literally physically pulls them apart and tosses a guy across the room.
Holds them. Just nope.
Yeah, like headlock.
Uh-huh.
Stop it. But I'm sure, like, and I think Axel says it like, "Oh, I'm sure Sarah's just hating this." You know, it's like, yeah, she kind of is just like, "Don't fight over me, you guys."
I'll just
Make
be
love,
over
not
here
war.
having a drink.
Watching you fight over me. Stop, you boys. Axel is drunk and pissy, and he kind of runs off to just sort of drink on his own, and be drunk and pissy
And
elsewhere.
cry.
And cry. And cry. In the midst of all this, Dave, who's just some guy, he's part of the crew, but he's like,
He's
tertiary?
the tall one.
No. Dave is not the tall one. The tall one's the redhead.
Oh,
That
okay.
is, he's got a name.
Oh, okay. He's the one that's with the girl. Okay, we'll get to him.
With the girl in the showers.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
Dave, who's like, he's got the munchies.
Yeah.
So he goes in the back and finds a big old pot of boiling hot dogs, yo. It's a party. Yes, that is a disappointing sentence. So he's pouring over
Yeah, I like
the
hot dogs. I don't.
broiling tub of dogs, trying to choose his hot dog.
Yeah.
The killer grabs him from behind and
Gotta-
shoves his poor little face in the
Right
water.
in those hot wieners.
Right in those, he's getting wieners to the face. And
Just hot, moist wieners all up in his face.
yep. Cooked to perfection. So he's getting his face boiled off at the same time as he's drowning on boiling water. It's bad for him.
Yeah.
He dies. And so then the chief finds another heart in the box, it's great. He comes outside, and there's just like 3 dogs like hanging out outside.
That's why
his-
he comes out though. Like the dogs.
Right, the dogs are
and stuff.
barking, and he comes out there, and there's 3 dogs, all of which have collars, by the way, and he has to like chase them away from this heart-shaped box, just dripping blood.
Yeah.
One of which gets very, very aggressive, like barks and stuff at him. It's a weird little thing, but it's like, these aren't just like stray dogs. They have collars on. They're somebody's dogs. What the fuck is the leash laws in this shitty little town?
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Now, to be fair, when I was talking to Amber about this the other day, when I was a kid, everybody in the neighborhood would just open their door and let their dog out when they had to go to the bathroom. We didn't have fences or anything. The dogs would all
That's
just
true.
run loose in the neighborhood. And then later you'd open the door and call them and they'd come running from wherever.
I suppose.
The dogs had the same rules as the children in the 80s.
Yes.
Just go forth and
Pure
try not to
chaos.
get kidnapped.
Pure chaos. But anyway, he finds he finds another heart in a box. And this time has another note that says you didn't stop the party. And he's dumbfounded because of course they stopped the party. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Uh,
He's also like in his voice, so what fucking party? Like
Yeah. Like,
we
what?
did our best, dude.
We're doing everything we
We are
can.
really trying not to get murdered.
Right. This is when John is the tall, gross redhead.
Okay, yeah.
And his girlfriend Sylvia, who's very short. They're an odd couple. Earlier in the film, when the guys get out of the mine at the very beginning and they go to, the hall where the girls are decorating it, um, they Sylvia and John kiss, and it's a weird thing where Sylvia literally like leaps into the air, and John catches her by her head and kisses her, and then lets her go, and it's like, what the fuck am I watching?
And yet, it's a little bit of foreshadowing for how she's going to die.
Exactamundo. So John is a redhead, no soul. And he's that kind of tall where his neck is the same width as his head.
Yeah.
Not in like his neck is very wide, his head is just very narrow.
Yes.
Kind of way. And Sylvia kisses with her eyes open, so they're quite the pair. Um They sneak off to the showers to get murdered. While there, Sylvia decides that she needs more beer if she's going to deal with all that. And so John runs off to go get beer from the party, and Sylvia forgot why they left the party in the first place. That's why she wants more beer. Meanwhile, they find there's a human heart, which is, I believe, Dave's heart in the hot dogs. It's been like boiled and it's pale, and one of the girls finds it, and they're like, "Oh, somebody must be playing a joke. That's obviously a human heart."
Well, we see Dave's head in the fridge. They just had...
Yes, because John is getting a six-pack from the fridge, and he kind of isn't paying attention.
Nobody
he opens the fridge door, and he's specifically not looking, and grabs a six-pack, and there's Dave's frozen body. And he's like, "Oh, those jokesters." Sylvia's gonna touch my penis. So Sylvia, while she's by herself, gets attacked by the killer, who kind of he fucks with her by like dropping the because the system is they have all of their mining suits kind of like hanging from this super tall ceiling in the showers or adjacent to the showers,
right?
And so there's kind of like a rope system that
rows of benches so you can put shit on
change and shit,
on whatever.
It's kind of just a space saving thing.
Yeah.
So the killer starts herding Sylvia into the showers by dropping suits down strategically to kind of get her to go one way or the other. Eventually actually dropping down Happy's corpse to scare her into the showers. Then the killer grabs her and plants her skull onto a shower nozzle.
By the head and carries her across the room to it.
Yes. Yeah. When John comes back, it's honestly one of my favorite. It's like my favorite kill in the movie. He comes back in, and we get a shot of her with her head on the shower rack with like the water coming out of her mouth.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Around this time, the chief just makes it to the mine, and that's when he gets the call on the radio, like, "Hey, you wanted to talk to those people that work at the nut house? They're on the phone now." And so he's like, "I got to go back to the police chief station, police station."
Yes.
Blah.
Back to the police chief station.
Back to the police chief station. Blah. So then, several drunk assholes convince Hollis that they should go down into the mine itself and hang out.
Well, the girls want to see the mine.
The girls want to see the mine! I believe one of the guy, Michael, is the name of the other. This is one of the tertiary people.
Yeah.
And he is going. His girl is Harriet, who's actually the barmaid at the cage. So
they say the little limerick or whatever about.
Yes. Yeah, they have
the
a
virginal waitress or whatever.
Yeah. And it's so, and they convince Hollis to go down in the mine because Hollis is just like, no, we're not going in the mine. It's literally a dangerous place. And
sorry, but when I was watching it with Amber, they did that whole little thing about her being a virgin in the bar.
Yeah.
And Amber's like, well, yeah, if these are her choices. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, like, it's also like weird little small town. If she slept with anybody who goes to that bar, everyone would know the next day.
Absolutely.
She would be, like blowjob Harriet, like instantly.
Yes.
So probably. But it's so they convince Hollis to go down to the mine because Patty, who is Sarah's best friend, and Hollis's girlfriend, is like, we need to just cheer Sarah up. We just need to take her mind off of all these boys beating each other up for her affections. You know, it's just so terrible for her.
Drama.
Oh, yeah. Uh, so, yeah, so Hollis relents, and he starts he takes them down to the mine. They ride the mine cart down, and Hollis starts giving them a tour of the mines. And that's about the time that Michael and Harriet kind of they go past. They're going past a room, and Michael and Harriet are like, oh, "We're gonna stop here and admire the architecture." They're gross.
Yeah.
They're gross people. Yeah. And it's also around this time that somebody finally realizes there's a dead guy in the freezer.
Yeah. The party
and-
realizes something is not okay.
Right. And then like the John comes in and he's like, he found Sylvia's body, you know, it's a thing. Yeah, it's Gretchen, who is Howard's girlfriend. She finds Dave in the freezer. Well, she's the girl that Howard fixates on. I don't know how much that's reciprocated.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't seem terribly interested in the Howard train. Riding the Howard train, but you know, whatever. We all know where this is going, though. You know what I mean? Like small town.
They're
he's
going to be
picked
married
you.
with 3 kids soon, so.
Yep. And then he'll cheat on her. John shows up, freaking out that Sylvia's been killed, and Axel is all like, "It's Harry Warden, you guys! I'm blackout drunk." And and then they're like, "Scatter!" And everybody runs. So, and then TJ and Axel are like, "Dude, we got to go get Sarah." And also our other friends who went down into the mine. We got to go get Sarah. We got to get her out. And they're instantly like, blood brothers again. You know, like, we're going to go do this thing as buddies because we're buddies. So they get down to go in the mine. They're taking the lift down. And also, you know, because, you know, maybe, you know, if they kiss in the lift, you know, nobody would know. Nobody will see.
It could turn into something.
They could, you know, or it might not. You know, it's nobody. Who would know? Who could say? You know, nobody would know. Down in the mine, Michael and Harriet are about to bang it out, and then they get killed. Oh, they get impaled with a drill.
So the version I had, I don't think showed that.
Okay.
But did you see that kill?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they specifically got it. I think it is one of those ones that a lot of it got cut out. They get impaled with a drill, and it's surprising that it got cut out because it's not very graphic or gory or anything. I mean, there's blood or whatever. There's a drill like going into somebody's clothing, but you know, it's a drill. That's different, right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like, let's see your Jason Voorhees use an industrial drill, huh? They probably don't even have industrial mining equipment in a summer camp.
Probably not.
You know?
So, but in the version that I had, you don't know that they're dead until they get found later, laying there with the drill through them.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, it is because
they got screwed.
Ha!
What a delightful bomb.
But also, they didn't get screwed. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, a single tear.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Hollis gets nailed. They hear the gang hears Warden kind of going around kind of breaking light bulbs.
Yeah.
We'll just call him Warden. We don't know who it is in the mask because it's a mask. And he kind of pops up, and Hollis he has this kind of like industrial nail gun thing that shoots out these incredibly huge nails, and Hollis gets 2 in the head.
Well, I think it's like an anchor thing.
Yeah, I assume.
We used something like that. Well, you know those when you're driving and you run across those 2 rubber strips that they put out to monitor traffic. Well, when I was when I did traffic stuff once upon a time, we had a spike gun that you loaded a blank 22 shell into. The 22 shell is what was firing that nail because you're firing it into asphalt.
Yeah. So you need some kind of
I'm thinking that it's some kind of way to put anchors into the rock walls.
Yeah, probably, you know, something a little stronger than just a nail gun.
Yeah.
Like a pneumatic nail gun. And Hollis doesn't go down right away. I mean, like, famously, nail guns don't actually kill people. Famously, infamously. There's one very famous report of a real life thing where like an industrial worker, construction worker got he cut his part of his hand off with like a reciprocating saw, and the pain was so intense he tried to kill himself with a nail gun, and he got 12 nails in
Oh my
before finally
God.
somebody just called an ambulance,
Yeah.
got him to the hospital, reattached the hand with no problems, couldn't get all the nails out,
Oh my God.
and he lived. Nail guns, not a great way to kill people,
No.
turns out.
But
But this one
these
is.
these are spikes. Like these
Yeah.
are
Yeah, these are like,
fucking-
yeah, this is
Yeah.
something a little bit beefier. And Hollis doesn't go down right away.
And the other thing, like I have a brad nailer. I mean, it's not like a framing nailer or anything. It's
Right,
just
right.
little like finishing nails.
Yeah.
But it also has a safety on it where if you're not pressing the front end of it flush into something, it won't fire.
Right.
So, when you see in movies people just firing nail guns like pistols.
No.
Nah.
Also, like, wildly inaccurate.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
accuracy in terms of, like, where you could aim it and shit. Like, it's
Yeah.
not made for that.
No. But he
Anywho.
gets pretty close. The first one he puts into his head is like flush up against.
Right.
And then the next one he fires from like 6 inches away.
Right. It's right. Yeah. So yeah, he nails Hollis, and then Patty, Howard, and Sarah find Hollis
Well,
just in
Hollis-
time for him.
Yeah. Hollis kind
Just
of
in time
pops
for-
up, jump scares
He
him
kind of
around the corner.
yeah, and then hits the ground and he's dead.
Yeah.
And then they hear or see the killer coming, and Howard abandons the ladies. He just
Yes.
leaves. Specifically, he's like, "We got to get out of here. We got to run." Patty, lamenting Hollis's death, does not want to leave his corpse behind.
Patty really becomes a liability at this point.
Yeah. And Sarah kind of has to force her to leave after
Yeah.
Howard just leaves, abandons them. Meanwhile, TJ and Axel have finished rubbing just the tips together, and they take different levels.
Mhm.
Axel gets off first, then TJ gets off on the bottom level to go and find stuff. TJ finds Mike and Harriet. And then he finds Hollis, and then Howard has to save the Goyles. Okay, sorry.
So TJ catches up to the girls.
I believe so. And then
And-
he's like, "We got to get you guys up to the surface." And that's when they go back to the lift, and the lift controls are broken. And
Well,
then
at
they
what
hear,
point they link up with because he splits
"Oh,
off.
that's right."
He splits
yeah.
off. Axel shows up.
Axel shows up,
Axel-
and then they hear footsteps approaching. Axel grabs like a log and ends up hitting TJ in the
TJ.
stomach. And then TJ and Axel and the girls are kind of all in the same place.
Right. And then they
meanwhile-
go then they go to the lift, but it's busted, so they're gonna take the
Right.
shortcut through the sump.
Right, which means they have to climb a fucking ladder.
No, they try climbing the ladder first.
Oh, right.
Remember? So the thing's busted, they try to climb, and this is where Patty continues to be a fucking liability.
Yes.
And then Doofy ass's body falls down.
Howard's body falls down.
Yeah.
And, he's got a rope around his neck that decapitates him as he
Rips
drops.
it off. Like it's like
rips it off.
yeah. And
And-
like when
and-
you see the head dangling, there's like neck skin down to the shoulder, like shredded.
Just the girls get sprayed with blood.
Yeah. Yeah. But that puts an end to the climbing plan, and they go back
Yeah.
down and
Because
decide.
they're
to
like,
go-
"Oh, the killer must be above us on the ladder." So
yeah. So this is where they decide to go to the rail car that brought them down in the first place.
Right.
And that's they
yeah.
have to take the shortcut through the sump to get to that.
Yeah, Axel knows a shortcut. So while they're running, Axel is kind of bringing up the rear, and then they turn a corner, and suddenly they hear Axel scream. When they go back, they see just his helmet light and just like falling into a bottomless pit of a well.
Yeah.
And yeah, no more love triangle. Boom.
Yeah, under the water, they say like TJ's like it's 60 feet deep. There's nothing I can do. Like,
Yeah.
he's just
I mean, I just won the love triangle, so I will remember him by banging his girlfriend.
his tip came out on top.
Yeah. The next time I bang Sarah, I'll make her call me Axel. So they go on. So then TJ disappears to try to buy the girls time, and we do get the chief finally gets to the chief back from his very important phone call. Finally he comes with a bunch of other police and stuff. Finally gets to the mine, finds out that the lift is broken on that end
Right.
too. They
Well,
pretty much
because
have to walk
phone-
into the mine.
The phone was busted, so the kids fleeing the party had to go to town and
Right.
tell him
That's right. He's just coming out of like the police station when the kids show up and they're
Yeah.
driving all crazy. And he's like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "Harry Warden's butchering people at the mines."
Yeah.
And they just like drive off like their hair's on fire, like batten down the hatches. It's going to be a twister. So yes. And at this point, it's like it is a question of exactly who is the killer, because it seems like every time the killer pops up, TJ isn't around. Certainly Axel isn't around either, but you know, Axel's dead. So then the killer attacks them from the front this time, and he kills Patty with a pickaxe to the stomach.
Yeah.
So Sarah's on her own. TJ finds Sarah, and he's got a head wound. And Sarah's starting to get suspicious of TJ, whatever. They finally make it to the mine entrance, and they're starting to run up the shaft, and because it's kind of just like a slope, and the
where
police are coming
the tracks
down.
are that the mine
Yeah.
cars.
Right.
Well, they get on the mine cart. He turns it on, and then they have
Oh.
the little they get in the car, and Harry jumps on the back, and they have
Yes,
the little
and they're
shovel
right,
and
and
pickaxe
they're
fight.
fighting. They have a shovel fight on
Yeah.
the cart. That's right. That's
But
right.
then
I'm sorry.
They fall off, and she jumps off with the shovel to give back to TJ because she can't hit him with it, I guess.
Well, she's a woman.
Yeah.
She's not even supposed to be in the mines.
That's
Chris.
true. That is true.
She's not certainly not allowed to swing a shovel.
Yeah.
The killer's pickaxe gets caught on a wall,
Yeah.
so he has to resort to pulling out his hunting knife. And that
They end up
is
in
like
a little side chamber.
yeah, it's a kind of closed off part of the
Yeah.
mine that's
They kind of
dangerous or
retreat into
whatever.
that, and he comes in.
It's kind
and
of a
there's
tunnel
some
that's like
fighting.
halfway down the
Yeah.
general slope down to the mine. Hollis points it out when they're riding the mine cart down. And that's kind of one of those bumping my table. That's kind of one of those behind the mask moments, like the killer's primary weapon that he identifies with is the pickaxe.
Yeah.
He loses the pickaxe. Now he's lost his power, right?
Right.
And that's when Sarah gets his mask off. And it's Axel.
It's Axel.
Boom. Mind blown.
And I love this because we get a very brief
Flashback.
And I mean, he's got crazy face.
Right.
Like, he's not really there. And you get this brief flashback, and it's, him as a little kid under the bed watching his dad, who was one of the supervisors.
One of the two supervisors, yes.
Yeah, getting murdered and have his heart ripped out. And it's
He
just
gets spatters with some of the blood.
Yeah, but it's just such a brief little, hey, it's Axel, and here's why, and now we're back.
Right. And now we're back.
And it's not because TJ's trying to steal his girl. It's just that he's so full of crazy.
He's just full of crazy. And they started to have the Valentine's Day dance, and it set him off.
Yeah.
Like, if they hadn't tried to have another Valentine's Day dance, he would have gone on with this thing, like, living in his head his whole life.
Yep.
I mean, probably, when him and Sarah got married, and then they had sex for the first time on their wedding night, immediately after, he would have punched her in the face, and he wouldn't have known why.
Probably. Or he would have woke up the next morning holding her heart.
Another fine possibility. Or that, Yes. So TJ uses the moment of Axel kind of caught unawares once he's unmasked to grab a rock and kind of knock him into one of the wall supports. They've kind of been knocking out wall supports as they go. And so he kind of knocks out the last one, and the roof collapses, trapping Axel. And they're like, so they come running out of the mine, and the chief is like, "Oh, it's Axel. Well, of course, his father was one of the supervisors who's responsible for Harry Warden being trapped. That makes perfect sense. Thanks for, and he knows that Harry Warden couldn't have been the killer because that phone call that he got, he found out that Harry Warden died like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's when Axel screams, and we find out that Axel didn't die. And, guys are, there's a mine collapse in a mining town. Guys are immediately starting like a chain to try to dig the anybody out, right? That's what you do. And so Sarah rushes into the collapsed tunnel for her baby. And she's like, "Oh, baby, save the tip." And, we can make it work. And she grabs hold of the only thing that she can find of him that's sticking out of the rubble, which is his hand. But it turns out that the reason Axel screams is because he's using his hunting knife to cut that arm off because it's trapped in the rubble. He is amputating his own arm. And we get a brief glimpse through the rubble of Axel now.
It's a pretty
unarmed.
gnarly little shot of him sawing through his arm, too.
Oh yeah, it's intense. So do we get a shot of unarmed Axel? As he runs off, disappearing into the mine, babbling about Harry Warden, and he'll come back, and he calls to Sarah like, "Let me be your bloody Valentine," which is a bold thing for a man who just cut off his own arm.
Yeah.
And then credits. Not a big ending thing. No kind of like sigh of relief. No, fucking credits. We're done. And that's when we get the Ballad of Harry Warden.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That song.
This movie has a folk song.
Holy shit, that song's terrible. Oh.
But that's My Bloody Valentine. Yeah.
I love that it ends like so many of them. You've always got to have the cliffhanger. You've always got to set up the sequel, right? So you get, oh, we're still in the dream and whatever
Right.
with Nightmare on Elm Street. You get Jason comes up out of the water. You get Mike Myers is missing when he should be dead on the lawn.
Right.
But this motherfucker just saws his arm off, laughs while he runs the fuck away, and you watch it. He's just cackling, spouting nonsense, and running the fuck away, and that's the end of the movie.
Titular line. Bam.
Oh, man.
They'll have to cut 2 arms off me next time.
Yeah, they said all the IMDb trivias and stuff. There's some cool stuff in there. One of them, though, was that they kept the killer's identity a secret, but dude figured out it was him when they went and fitted him for a prosthetic, like a fake arm.
I mean, hey.
Like, he'd read the
is what it
script. He
is.
knew who was going to lose an arm.
Right.
But also, apparently, the town heard they were coming to shoot a movie and, like, fixed up the mine real nice.
Yeah. They were like, they scouted out, and they're like, this is a perfect mine. It's dirty and gritty and real.
Rustic.
And then
It looks... Yeah.
And then they had to spend money to make it look that way again
like
because the town had cleaned it.
$75,000 to make it shitty again. But they shot in a real mine. They were like 900 feet below ground for most of this.
Yeah,
It
looks like it. They got
they-
great production value out of it. I mean, it looks fantastic.
Every day they had to, and the elevator could only take a certain number of people. So every day it was like an hours long process just to shuttle everybody down
Right.
and set up to do whatever shots they were doing. I mean, it was
that whole sequence in the underground is phenomenal. It's essentially the third act of the film.
and not a single shot of it is on a set.
Yeah, it looks great. It works really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, no notes. It's a very good movie. It's definitely one of those early slashers that is perfectly emblematic of the genre.
Yeah.
Like I say, you can go through it with a meta eye and pull out all the kind of things that identify the genre and their significance and everything.
Yeah.
It just is very interesting that it bases its story around this kind of concept of this like love triangle type of thing. And the whole concept of like a killer is stalking people doesn't become an issue until very late in the game.
Yeah, no, I love this. I remembered, little bits and stuff. I, of course, have that deep core memory from when I was a kid, but
Yeah.
mostly I remember the remake. I think I've seen it more in the last.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, I don't know when the last time I rewatched this was before
Okay.
last night,
Yeah.
but I've probably seen the remake at least twice.
I'm definitely going to. This isn't like the last time I'm going to watch this movie this year.
Yeah.
It's a regular in our household. It's different enough from kind of the regular slasher fare to keep it interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I enjoy it immensely.
Well, I love a lot of what came out of people trying to capitalize on fads. Or not
For
even
sure.
fad. Yeah, it's not a fad because it lasted.
Trend, I suppose.
Trends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we've talked before about, Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer was a guy that had never made a movie before who was told, hey, here's a budget, make us a horror movie we can sell.
Right.
I mean, Friday the 13th was, hey, let's rip off Halloween.
Right.
Like the guy that directed it refers to it as ripping off Halloween. I mean, that was the whole goal.
It's a good movie. It's a lot of fun. Now the action doesn't drag too much at any point in time. I think it moves at a
you're
really
never
good
bored.
pace. Really good pace.
And even the
Um,
little like interpersonal drama stuff is
It's engaging.
it's engaging and you don't get tired of it. Yeah.
No, I don't think so because it never really, it doesn't actually progress that far in terms of like finding a resolution.
No.
Like that story, like she ends up with TJ at the end because Axel's a fucking murderer ripping people's hearts out. And even
Yeah.
then, when she hears Axel scream, she goes running back into the mine.
I know. But you also
So
you
yeah.
need something to give you that tension though, because
Yes.
the city isn't telling everyone there's a murderer.
Right.
Our main characters don't know they're in danger until
We need some kind
almost
of a
the-
drama.
you know,
Yeah.
until the third act.
Yes.
Until the bodies are found at the party.
Pretty much. But let's talk sequelitis.
Yes.
So yeah. I have some
Because
very vague ideas. And I don't know that I have a third act to it. Maybe we can work that out. But so yeah. So you know, as usual, I'm running from this movie was made. We didn't make a sequel, which they didn't. And now we're making a new sequel now. So this would be set, you know, 40 odd years after the events of the first one.
Okay.
It's TJ Hannigan's return to Valentine's Bluff. So the concept would be that like him and Sarah essentially ended up together and they got married after the events of the first film, eloping to the West Coast and then ending up somewhere rural, probably like Oregonish, and living their lives there. Like they've had enough trauma essentially in
Right.
Valentine Bluff. They don't want to go back. Um, they had a son. Sarah passed away, and now TJ is returning home with his son, which is really his son returning home with his dad in tow because he's kind of old now. And then the son has a wife. We'll call her Daisy. Let's call the son Thomas Jr. or Tommy, because I decided that TJ's name is Thomas Jefferson Hannigan.
Fair enough.
Because probably.
I think it's Terry Jerry.
Terry Jerry Harry. So then after TJ left, his father still owned and ran the mines, but then after his father passed, the mine kind of like wound down and went tits up. It went out of business and closed. And so it was literally the only thing happening in that small town. We saw that. So the town is pretty much like dead in the water. And it's kind of TJ's fault because he wouldn't come back.
Right.
But he didn't mind, you know, making a life for himself using the money from the mines while they were still going. So the resentment between the town and TJ, well, like, the Hannigan name is palpable. You know what I mean? Like that's our kind of source of drama and everything is that the townsfolk don't care for the Hannigans. And, you know, TJ obviously wouldn't want to like talk about what happened. So he's never like really told his son why they left or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And his son really wants to know, hey, what's the town that my dad came from that made him who he is? Is that my mom and my dad came from? And so he has to get kind of filled in from the locals, which would all be like the children and grandchildren, essentially, of the OG characters.
Right.
The people who couldn't afford to leave this shithole backwater town. Especially after the mines closed. But now they're back in town. Maybe the mine actually might be able to be reopened. Maybe not for coal this time, but like a different like material, like a precious metal or something. You know,
Right.
here in the electronics age, who knows what people use? It's got unobtainium in it. You know,
You
They
mean
found
very
metal.
rarium? You mean hard to findium?
They found McGuffium in the mines. They've got to go back and get it. So the old timers are on edge. Oh no, blah, 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 blah. I'm getting ahead of myself. When TJ shows back up in town, art boxes start showing up, but they're empty. And the old timers are getting antsy because that means that Axel's back. You know, they never found Axel. Axel's back. Warden is going to kill again. Tommy ends up having to go down into the mines with his dad and his wife and stuff. Like there's like a guy assessing it or whatever, so they kind of got to go down in the mines and do stuff.
Yeah.
TJ gets antsy and disappears into the mines. Everyone kind of gets separated. You know, there's whatever. Shit happens. While trying to find folks, part of the mines get collapsed. And they don't find Tommy or his dad. And then a Heart in a Box shows up. And eventually we end up back down in the mine where we find out that what had happened was TJ found Axel's remains. Like Axel's been dead for years because
he never made it out of the mines.
Yeah, he cut off his own arm.
Yeah.
And then ran off into the mines. Durhay. So then TJ and Tommy got trapped down there with Axel's remains. And Tommy went nuts, TJ went nuts, seeing Axel's remains and attacked Tommy, and Tommy essentially had to fend off his father killing him along the way, and then was stuck down there with his father's corpse that he had just murdered.
Ooh.
And he had to eat his father to survive. Because cannibalism equals crazy in these movies.
Yes.
And then he found a way out anyway. And he started killing his Harry Warden again, you know? That's what I got. And then we end up with Tommy disappearing into the mines, kind of the same way that Axel did at the end, you know, crazy and babbling about Harry Warden. And then presumably we would set up for a sequel that would follow his wife, something like that. I don't know. It all kind of falls apart, but I really like the tension of like TJ left years ago and now he's coming back again.
Yeah.
And Tommy has to figure out why it is that the townspeople like hate him and his family, you know?
Yeah. I think that whoever is a bartender now has to be the one, you know?
Yes.
Like somebody who was at that party is now the old haggard bartender.
John, right? The tall redhead. He lived.
Yeah. Yeah. His girlfriend got murdered.
Right.
So now he's the old sauced up drunk dude running the bar.
Yeah. He's a little twisted and deranged because, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
I like it.
But yeah, Tommy kind of like makes friends with like the locals and stuff and kind of, you know, and they, you know, because he's not his dad, you know, he didn't really have a reason or anything. And, you know, what he's doing might actually, you know, revive the town and stuff, you know, like it's not bad.
Right. Yeah.
And his dad is like, fuck the mines, fuck everything about Valentine Bluff, you know.
Yeah.
That was what I had.
I like it.
Thank you.
Mine goes a completely different direction.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
It goes more in the way of like Psycho 2.
Okay.
So Axel did make it out.
Right.
And we're like maybe 15 years later.
Okay.
So this is important. There's a town in Arkansas named Romance. This is a real place. And they're famous because they will like hand stamp your Valentine letters and stuff.
Yeah.
And when they released this, this stamp got released on Valentine's Day. It's a love stamp with like a dove on it back in the 90s.
Okay. Right.
And the first place that it was released was Romance, Arkansas.
Okay.
And because I was a sad and embarrassing child and I collected stamps at the time, and I have a hand-stamped envelope with the love stamp on it.
Fantastic.
Somewhere in
we're gonna go right past that.
We'll never we will never speak of it again.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But anyway, he got out, he got away, he exorcised his demons, he thought.
Right.
He snapped, he killed people, he got it all out, but now he's reinvented himself and he's a mailman in Romance, Arkansas. And it's coming up on the Valentine's Day where they're going to release this stamp. And it's
that is exactly the right cheesiness
I thought
for the
so.
sequel to this movie.
Because when I thought of it originally, I was like, oh, come on. He moves to a place called Romance. I'm like, no, yeah, he does. Because
Of course he does.
because
He's crazy.
because it's a sequel to a 1981 slasher movie.
You're
And,
lucky he's not in space.
and so he seems well adjusted and like he's put his shit together. But as it grows closer to the date, the
Yes.
developing towards this big event at the post office, the release of this thing, the tourists coming to town as a part of this
I'm getting visions.
thing.
I'm getting visions of Silent Night, Deadly Night, except instead of
Yes, yeah.
seeing Santa and sweating and stuff, it's just like the hearts and Cupid and shit.
Yes, it is.
And
It's
he's
like
just-
that. But also you get this small town
Yeah.
who has something big coming that should be good for them.
Right. And now
and
they have
so
to
they're
dread
very
it.
invested in it going well.
Yes.
But he also, when he snaps, is going to put the minor shit back on and kill people with a pickaxe
Of
because
course he is.
this
'Cause
is where
that's
that's his
who he
safe
is.
space, you know. But now he's doing it one-armed, but still. That's
Well, he's got a fake arm, Chris.
Yeah. Fake
He's
arm.
got a fake arm, and it's got like a small pop out pickaxe.
Yeah, or he just wrenches the hand off and like sticks a pickaxe onto it, and it's like,
It's a gimmick. We can definitely have fun with a gimmick.
oh yeah. But that was That was what I came up with. And I don't know, maybe he's got a girlfriend. Maybe he's talking to a shrink. And he doesn't say explicitly what he went through or what he did, so they can't call
Yeah.
the cops.
Right.
But he's, sort of in code talking it out
Well,
with the
he's-
shrink. And
I mean, he's,
like, I used to be a
maybe
very violent man kind of a thing,
right. And I mean, maybe he even, he did spend some time in a psych ward for something else. Like he was on the run from the first one.
Yeah.
He ended up like assaulting somebody, somewhere halfway between Valentine Bluff and Romance. And he ended up in like when the cops arrested him, there was like a mental wellness assessment that he failed. He
Yeah.
did like 5 years in a psych ward, and came out more in control of himself.
Yeah, more stable. Thinking
Also,
that he
I
was
think-
past
Also,
it.
it's what about this? What if it's like when he cut the arm off, the arm was Harry Warden, and then he
Or at least he's started thinking of it that way to try to
right,
make it.
and it's like he distanced himself from it.
Yeah.
But he's been working on another hand. Like he's been working on a murder hand,
Yeah.
and he knows he shouldn't, but he's been.
Can't help it. Some days he just wakes up and he's been
Some days Harry's been there,
attaching pickaxes to prosthetic arms.
right? It's Harry Warden. God damn it, coming back again.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
The
where
pills keep him
where I
at
went
bay,
with
but they don't. Every time he takes them, it works a little less good.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually really dig that. I actually really dig that. That's a really good sequel for this because it's right that like that 80s cheese is just fresh off the top of it. That's so good. Oh my god, yes. That's fantastic.
So yeah, that was my sequelitis.
Yeah, and he has a girlfriend, and then TJ shows up and steals his girlfriend.
Of course.
TJ's a news reporter now, and he's in town to cover the release of the stamp.
Oh God.
And his girlfriend also works at the post office.
Yeah.
And so he interviews the girlfriend, and then he ends up asking her out.
Yeah, and Axel can't intervene directly because he can't let TJ see him.
Yeah. I was just joking around, but that's actually really fun.
That is fun.
That's actually really good stuff.
Yeah.
I love setting it like as a period piece in like the 90s just to capitalize on a stamp release.
I know.
It's so ridiculous. It's just right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's
Oh,
just
my
so
God.
stupid it might work.
I love it. I love it to pieces. Oh my God. This is I think we've done it. This
think
is My
so.
Bloody Valentine. It is a very fun movie. It's a very fun slasher.
Well, and if you're at all serious about slashers, like as a
Oh,
horror
yeah.
fan, it's an important one to have seen, I think.
I
It's-
think that's absolutely true. It's definitely one of the ones that you have to have seen.
Yeah.
And it's a very fun movie. Harry Warden is a cool kind of a killer figure. He's certainly distinctive in
Yeah.
his mask with his pickaxe and his lighted helmet.
And a separate actor. Like most of the time when the mask's
Yeah.
on Harry Warden, it's not the actor playing Axel.
Right. No, they sell the mystery of it right up to like the final moments, I think. Right until the moment that somebody comes out and attacks TJ. You know what I mean? Like you're still kind of in the gray, and it works. It works very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's a good one.
It is definitely a good one. My Bloody Valentine. There is a remake of it. We may cover it one day. Because it's
Yeah.
also very, very good.
Yeah. I'd like to look back at the things we've done and if any of them have remakes.
remakes or sequels. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Maybe in the future. But
In the future.
I really liked the remake. Again, I think, what do we say? It was 2008, 2009. So it was right
Yeah.
in the sweet spot to have been one of those Platinum Dunes releases, like
Right.
the new Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Nightmare on Elm
Right.
Street remake that put an end to that whole run. Uh,
Yeah. But it is decent quality. I mean,
it's fun.
it takes the elements from the first one that it needs to, and tells a fun story about it. It's not really like, oh, we could do that better than they could.
No.
It's very kind of a loving remake of the original.
Well, and it's like
Um,
with Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's not a movie you got to be precious about. It's not.
Also true.
It
It's
does,
not Shakespeare.
it does have its fan base. It is beloved by many, but
It's yeah.
you can remake it. You can go
As
after
long as you
this
do
idea. If
Yeah,
it's-
as long as you do something that's fun and watchable,
Yeah.
nobody's going to hate you for it.
and at the very least, they get the gore right in the remake. Like,
That's also very important.
it is proper violent.
Yes. But what are we doing next, Chris?
Next time, we're gonna keep hanging out in the 80s.
Hell yeah.
But we realized we haven't done any zombie movies yet, so we're gonna do Return of the Living Dead.
I am super pumped for this one. It is one of my favorites.
It's incredible horror comedy again, but it's
Hey.
solid zombie movie.
It is a solid zombie movie. It's got a lot of stuff going for it. Linnea Quigley shows up.
Yep. It's the zombie movie that made zombies eat brains. That made brains the thing zombies are after.
Yes. It does a really good job of that. It explores the mythos in a really interesting way.
Yeah.
In a way that doesn't feel forced or weird.
Tremendous practical effects.
Oh God, legendary.
Interesting
Absolutely legendary.
litigious backstory with Night of the Living Dead.
I love that it's kind of a love letter to Night of the Living Dead. I think that's what I love most about it.
By a friend of George Romero. I mean, it's
Tremendous. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
In the meantime, I have been Chris.
And I have been Joe.
And this was In the Veins.
In the Veins.
There is nothing to worry about. You're gonna be just fine.
Be surprised at the things you find when you go looking.
God, it knows I'm here.
Clear your minds. It knows what scares you. It has from the very beginning.
I'm plunging headfirst into some kind of black void of sheer, utter madness.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
It is entitled Naturan de Manto, roughly translated Book of the Dead.
You're gonna die up there.
I've got to return some videotapes.